welcome to the show, guys. First of all, I've had a viewer request, a subscriber request, who said not to do chats, like any viewer questions in the beginning. So we're gonna avoid any questions in the beginning. Of course, we're gonna get to the chats. So if you do have any questions, anything you know critical, or you want to talk about or discuss about, I welcome you guys to leave your comments there. We will discuss those things and I will answer all of those questions. But in the beginning, please, avoid that. So I'm going to kind of ignore the chats for the beginning, right? So let's get into the conversation of what we're talking about, exactly what's going on in the market. I see Bubble here, I see KR here. Nice to see all of you guys here. So what we're going to try and do is stick to the subject in the beginning and then move on. So let's get to the show, right? My name is Sham. This is 0x5. The truth is always out there. Now, there are a bunch of numbers and maths that I've been doing. I've kind of been refreshing my charts because of where we are right now. And I wanted to see what the probabilities are of certain things, like, because I'm always looking at the worst case scenario and the best case scenario. I don't really care what today does, right? Do you know what I mean? Today's not important. So hence why the title today, the good, the bad, and the ugly, right, about today's chart. So there's the few good things. So earlier on, most of you guys on Discord can vouch for this. I published a AI generated thumbnail, right? And that time we were bleeding. We were going down to 90,000, sorry, towards 90,000. It was like 92,000, 91 and a half or something like this. We were bleeding down. And I published an AI generated thumbnail, which is the one I'm using right now. And it says, buy, right? Why? Right. Earlier on, another brother, he said he was feeling a bit bearish, right? So he's like, oh, it's not looking good for BTC. Yeah, it's not looking good for BTC, but I'm excited. It's a red day. A red day is a good day. This is when you buy. So you buy. So looking at all of those things, for me, it got really interesting. I needed to go back to the chart and see what the charts are telling me. What's the lowest probability that we could potentially have, right? So good news is we're currently holding that 92 level, which is good. Yes, we broke past it. That 91,500 wasn't actually good. So we're going to get to that in a bit. But the good thing is, look, if you look at the chart, guys, if you look at it on a daily, right, those of you guys who like to live in the present, right? I like to live in the past and the future, but I'm not here today. But anyway, right now I'm on the stream with you guys. So if you do like to look at the charts on a daily, what you will notice is, yes, it's good. Everything's looking good. We're looking very bullish. In fact, it's showing us signs that we might actually push towards the 100K again, right? At least attempt it. Whether we break past or not, that's a different story. That's what the chart's saying. You see what I mean? That's what the chart's saying. However, right, if you look at the 3-day chart, right, then things change a little bit because we are not confirmed yet, right? So that's the thing you got to look at. So yes, for everybody it's bad when the market went down. For me it's good, right? Because I think this is an opportunity. Also, this is hilarious, right? 2 cents. My buy order for XRP was off by 2 cents. Right, it went to $2 and my target was $1.98. So my order didn't fill. How freaking crazy is that? And I've been going on about it for a couple of weeks now. So bad luck to me, but I could have bought it. In fact, if I see the markets looking positive, I will jump in at any price. It's not an issue. But so far, I want to still hold on to my order. I might even adjust it and bring it lower a little bit. So now I'm about to get to the ugly truth of what's happening. So when you look at the charts, when you look at the market, when you look at a higher time frame, yes, we do have signals coming in, but those signals are not confirmed yet. In fact, we've spoke about this on yesterday's stream. We said, look, it's going to confirm on New Year's Day, 1 second past New Year's Day. Even then, we have the Asian markets, we have the Europe market, and we have the USA market. Depending on what market cycle we fall in, which is going to be Asian markets anyway, but when we fall in that, depends on those particular traders. And we know the Asian markets are not that volatile. Let's just put it this way. So we're going to have to wait for UK. We're going to have to wait for USA markets to open. Hence, I think that midday or something on New Year's Day, we might actually see some action. However, we also know that it's a holiday. Right, New Year's Day, most people are partying, gonna go and do whatever, so it might not even happen then. So if that's the scenario, we need to then look at maybe give it another 1 or 2 days until the 3rd or the 4th of January. You see what I mean? So you got to play the game properly, guys. It's not just being in there. Like, yes, we can call numbers, we can say this is the probability of something happening, and I'll talk about probability as well. If we lose 92K, for example, then actually we have a very small, nothing too major, but a very small support around the $87,000. which is good for us. $87,000, I ain't complaining, right? If we can get there, that's good, because if we calculate from the top to the 87, that's a nice little correction for us. Another thing that I've noticed as well is, obviously I mentioned this 12-day streak that we had. Today's the 13th day, and we bled out. So we broke that sideways trend that we formed. So we were moving sideways for Bitcoin, right? And pretty much the entire market was moving sideways. We actually broke that today when we fell to below $92,000, which is okay. Which is okay, because as I said yesterday as well, when we fall down, right, when we break through, this is exactly when basically we should expect the market to go back up again. See what I mean? So for me, that's how I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, look, we fell through. I'm okay with that. I ain't complaining. But what does it mean now, right? Does it mean it's going to fall even further, or is it going to go up? So on the daily, when you look at the charts, everything's looking freaking bullish. Take it with a pinch of salt. That's not really that important. On the 3-day, we're getting the early signal telling us it's going to be bullish, but we do not have the confirmation until New Year's Day. So remember that New Year's Day is the confirmation. On the weekly, right, things are looking bad. The ugly truth is, on the weekly, things are looking bad. On the 2 weeks, we're about to get a confirmation to decide whether we're going to go down or not. They don't look good. So whatever happens on that 3-day, we need those 3-day candles to come in and start pushing the market up, right? At least for another 14 days, right? At least for another 14 days. If it doesn't, things are not looking that good, guys. Things are looking kind of dire. So for me, hence why I said earlier on that now I'll probably go back and set a lower order for XRP, right? Because any coin that I want to buy, you know, if I'm going to get a discount, then I need to prepare for it. I'm not going to pay a premium for it. You know what I mean? If I know it's going to $1.50, for example, I'm going to give you an example. If I think it's going to go to $1.50, I might put a buy order at $1.60. But why would I pay $2 for it? Does that make sense? Right? I'm not. But if I know the market's going to shoot up now, well, I'll buy whatever price because I know it's going up. So it's all about that kind of a play. You have to understand, like, okay, look, sometimes things might not look that good, and sometimes they might come out well, but it's always good to stand on the sideline and understand what the market does. For me, I see the daily, and the daily is showing super bullish signs, but then again, it's a lower high. Do you know what I mean? Hold on, we're in a trend, we're in the bottom of the trend. It doesn't matter if it flashes green, and even if it decides to show us all sorts of you know, things to say that, look, it's going to go to the moon. It doesn't matter. We're still at the bottom of the trend. We haven't invalidated any of the top candles yet. Right? So that's a bit of a concern. And in fact, what I'll do as well, just to kind of, just so you guys kind of understand what I'm talking about, I'll also show you the chart, because it's hilarious when you look at the chart. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like when I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh man, this does not look good at all. Give me a second. Let me show you the chart, right? Because it doesn't look good, right? Especially when you look at it on a daily. Everyone's getting all excited, probably, right? But I'm not excited, not yet. My brother, yes, just started, my brother. Yes, Faisal here. Salam, my brother. Let me just show you the chart on the daily, guys. Let me just show you the chart on the daily. I mean, just look at that chart, right? Just look at that chart. I mean, what's there to be excited about this candle when we're on the bottom of this? This is a bottom trend. What's there to be excited about? Absolutely nothing. When I'm talking about that 87K, I'm talking around this particular area here, and you can see it's around the, well, currently showing, oh, I probably didn't put it in properly, but if I do put it in properly, just there, it's around 87K. It's around 87K. That's what I'm looking at. But of course, I've done a few updates here and there, but when I'm looking at that candle, oh man, it doesn't look good. Faisal, on a daily, yeah, probably it's a head and shoulders, bro, but I don't look at daily most often, so let me show you another pattern. Of course, you identified it correctly, head and shoulders, right? But when I'm looking at it on a 3-day, bro, where's the head and where's the shoulder, right? It's not there, right? Okay, fine. If I go into my favorite time zone, right, a week, what does it look like? It doesn't look like anything. You see what I mean? So you might be seeing that on a 4-hourly, on an 8-hourly, on a 12-hourly, right? And let me just come back to the camera. So you might be seeing all of that on a 4 hours, 8 hours, even on a daily. You see a head and shoulders, but I won't use that to predict. Does that make sense? Because if you look carefully and if you go back, and I can guarantee you, you can watch all of my videos, and you do watch all of my videos. You can go back at least a month, if not longer, right? Correct? A month, if not longer, that I've been banging on about, right? What prices we should reach. It may have taken 3-4 weeks to get there, but we got there, right? What did the Head and Shoulders have to do with any of that? You see what I mean? Because a lot of people, they look at the pattern and then try and connect the dot. Like today, for example, I can assure you so many people are going to FUD about Tether. Oh, it's the 30th of December, Tether's been delisted and this and that, whatever, BS. That's what they're going to do. It's got nothing to do with that. Absolutely. Everyone knew about what Tether's going to do. You think Tether's gone? No, it's still there. In fact, Tether, when some people, institutions started dumping Tether, guess what Tether did? Not tether, but what the coin did, right? The coin knocked out XRP off the rack number 3, knocked it out. So XRP is now rack number 4. That's what Tether did. Think about it. Do you know what I mean? So that's what it is. So what I'm trying to say, guys, is like, look, when we're looking at patterns, when we're looking at certain things, it's not just looking at the candle. Sometimes even these candles are messy. I will look at candles in a completely different way if I have to. So sometimes I would revert. I would say, okay, I'm not going to look at this chart. I'm going to change my chart patterns. Why? Because end of the day, when I'm looking at certain things, I need a clear picture. Just by looking at this, it doesn't make any difference to me. Like when I'm looking at the daily, as I said, it's super bullish. 3 days is forming bullishness. So we know it's going to be bullish. But on the weekly, it's not bullish. That's dangerous. It's showing us signs, early signs that it wants to go. It's an early warning. It wants to go. On the 2 weekly, it's showing us a bearish sign. So I need to be cautious. I need to tell you guys, put a stop loss, put a stop loss, put a stop loss, right? And now that we're here, so we obviously understand the other side of it as well. Now that we've done a few reds, we've gone sideways, and unfortunately we went sideways, but we fell through, which tells me we could potentially go a little bit lower. So now my expectations are for the lower prices, the 87k. That's a lower price. And also, of course, my 86k is still there, guys. I have not changed my chart. That line for the $86,000 is still there, right? In fact, those of you guys who know, I don't change my lines. The pictures and images I sent you guys on, or I send you guys on Discord, I don't change my lines. Do you know what I mean? They're always there, right? Because I never ever do like kind of contradict myself. One of the things I don't do. The other thing I don't do is I'm not those kind of a YouTubers or whatever you want to call, technical TA analyst or whatever you want to call, right? I'm not one of those guys who comes on and just because something has changed in the market or the narrative's changed, and then all of a sudden he assumes you forget and sends you a brand new image, a brand new picture, and says that's what it is. No, you can go back to every one of the charts I have shared, at least in the past 2 years, because prior to 2 years we had different lines, right? And I've still got those as well. But in the last 2 years, every single line is exactly where it was, hasn't been adjusted, changed, or anything, right? All the predictions, all the calls we've ever done, all the lows we've ever talked about, the numbers are still there. Do you know what I mean? I have never ever changed anything, right? Guys, I am seeing your chats. I will read all the chats. Just want to go through the content first, what we want to talk about, and then I'm going to start the community engagement, because of course I'm here for the community, right? So just bear with me. I will get to the questions and we will talk about them. So that's what I'm seeing anyway. So like I'm sure Faisal, you know as well, I've talked about this many times. Like people talk about Elliott waves and Wyckoffs and XYZ, and I always say, fuck off to the Wyckoff. I don't give a damn about Elliott waves unless I'm doing a bigger trends, unless I'm trying to predict where the market's going to be. But we already know BTC's on an uptrend. So what's Elliott wave going to prove to me? Do you know what I mean? What's an ABC going to prove to me, right? Other than the fact that we know we're going up. So I'm using it for a different method. You see what I mean? For me right now, I know where the trend is. We are going up to a higher number, probably $1 million, $10 million. We're probably going there. That's for sure. Whether it happens this decade or the next decade, we don't know, right? But we are going to the moon, right? So that's definitely happening. But for now, where we are, we need to be able to stay one step ahead of the game, and, practice stop loss. Obviously, that's very important. I know I'm saying it so many times, but guys, I'm not going to say it anymore. How about this? I'm not going to say stop loss anymore, because I think I've said it enough. There's no point me talking about it anymore. So obviously now is buy. You got to buy. there's no ifs and buts. You just got to buy, right? Esme Brown, I do see you. I will chat to you in a bit, so just bear with me, okay? Because I'm trying to go through the content first, okay? So that's what we're seeing, guys. Now, of course, as I said to you guys, let's not confuse ourselves. So looking at the daily, looking bullish, looking at the 3-day forming bullish, which is going to be confirmed on New Year's Day. Weekly still showing bearish, but that's not a problem. We can do a mid-market flip and we can start flipping bullish. That's what I'm hoping for anyway, right? That's like the, for me, that's the thing I'm gambling on the most. I'm like, you know what, if we can do a mid-market flip, right, and get back to where we need to get to, I think that will be really cool for us. Give me a second, guys. Sorry, I'm just trying to find something. There we are. Yeah, so if I can see like on the on the weekly or something flipping bullish, it can happen. We can do that. We can do a reversal and we can move bullish. I would love to see that, and that's when I'm going to be really excited. But so far, to be honest, we had the sideways movement. Sideways still there, but what happened today broke that sideways. That pattern just broke. It just fell through. I'm also observing the 2-week trends as well, and the 2-week trends so far, right, up to last couple of weeks ago, right? Because this thing, when does it close? Let me tell you when it closes. It closes in 6 days. So the 2-week candle will close in 6 days, right? And this is the fun part. So until last week, basically, so whenever the last 2-week candle was closed, we actually printed bullish. So all the signs were showing us that we need to shoot off. All the signs said, look, we've reset, we're good, no problem, we're going to start moving. So that was all good. Everything was super solid until we got a little bit of a bloodbath. Of course, when I'm looking at alts as well, I'm not seeing alts do anything yet. I really want to see alts make a move right now because that's the perfect opportunity when BTC is slightly down. But BTC, for whatever reason, still moving. Esme Brown says, are you driving? I do normally drive, but right now I'm not driving. If I drive and talk to you guys, unfortunately, you won't be able to hear me properly. And plus the network around where I am, it's quite bad. So there's 4G, 5G, and it just flips between them and the internet is not stable at all. That's why I've parked up and I'm talking to you. So my brother says we're going down to 60K. We'll talk about that, right? So that's what I'm seeing. So let's talk about the good things that we've got. So the good thing is look, on the 2 weekly, right, in the next 6 days when it confirms, we could potentially have a bullish, but all of that depends now on the 3-day candles. So those of you guys who understand charts, right, and you probably notice I don't like to have my chart screen and share screen with you. No, guys, BS. Go and do it yourself. You learn more. I want you to learn, right? Understand, because the more you practice, the better you get at it. I've had years and years worth of experience, hence why you can see my chart. Like I just have lines. For me, that's all I need. I don't even have any indicators activated. All my indicators are switched off other than the RSI and stochastic RSI. That's all I keep. So as I said, the 3-day candles are very important. So I would say technically the next 4 days are very important for us. So yeah, technically 4 days because we've got tomorrow, which is going to be the close of candle, and then 3 days after that. So the next 4 days is going to be very important for us. So far, everything is looking good. All right. But looking good, we have to take with a pinch of salt. It doesn't mean we stop using a stop loss. Does that make sense, right? So that's very important because remember the higher time frame are giving us bearish signs. So weekly is giving us a bearish sign. 2-week isn't giving us a bearish yet, but that means it's going to take 2 weeks to confirm. So that's a whole other story. We'll only find out later on. And I don't want people to connect dots and whatnot, right? All the head and shoulders and all the patterns you see, forget all of them. They don't matter. They don't matter because if you go to different time frames, you're going to see hundreds of head and shoulders, hundreds, and you'll see the complete opposite thing happen to it. So there's no point looking at all of those things. Of course, when we look at a higher time frame, a major timeline, then yeah, we can talk about it, right? But when we're asking for some sort of a correction, right, that correction we need for the market to reset, that's what we're getting. I don't care about the head and shoulders because it's not on a higher time frame. It's not a large time scale. It doesn't matter. This is minor. Right? It's like to me, those daily head and shoulder patterns or whatever is forming there is like a 4 hour. That's how I'm treating it. I don't even bother with that because there's a bigger picture out there. So that's what I'm looking at. So that's that. And of course, with alts, I really want to see alts start to move. Right now, alts need to do whatever they need to do. Give me a second. Yeah, alts really need to do whatever they need to do because if they don't, we have a problem. So just a heads up to all of you guys. Expect a bit of volatility. Expect a bit of volatility, at least to the middle of January. At least to the middle of January. Of course, if we recover before that and we start pumping before that, great. But volatility is going to be there because of BTC, right? But we do want alts to take over, because if the alts take over, then BTC is not even going to be relevant, right? Right now, BTC is very important, but it's not even going to be relevant that time, because alts would do its own thing, and that's what we want to see. So far, alts are suffering because of BTC, so that's that. I'll jump into some of the questions right now. So did I say the ugly as well? Did I tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly? So the good is, yeah, we are looking good. The bad is that we could potentially go down and test the lower levels, right? So far, I'm not going to go to what my brother said, going to 60K. I'm not going to go there yet, because we have other support levels as well. So those support levels are important, right? We are going to talk about the down to 60. Which movie? Good movie. Which movie? I don't know what movie you're talking about. Oh, Gone in 60 Seconds. Yeah, it was a good movie. So, let's talk about things. So, the good I gave already, the bad I gave. The ugly truth is that, look, we could go either way. Ugly truth is we could go either way, but just don't be careless, right? Just Oh, the ugly. Yes, that was a good movie. Sorry. Oh, by the way, I wasn't even thinking about that. I wasn't even thinking about that. I just thought about it like when I looked at the charts and I saw, like, hold on, there are contradicting indicators. Like, indicators are contradicting themselves, right? Or like same indicator, by the way, same indicator on a different time frame is contradicting itself. So as I said, I've got bullish, then I've got mega bearish, and then I've got halfway bullish. I was like, what? And this is 4 time frames: daily, 3-day, 1 week, and 2 week. So I'm using 4 different time frames to get myself some sort of a confluence, something to tell me, look, everything is going one direction. I didn't get that. You know what I mean? There's one in the middle, the weekly, which is the most important one, showing bearish. I'm like, what the hell? When you gonna reset? Because I need you to reset. Because you're the remember, guys, the biggest indicator out there is the weekly. If you're using say EMA, like moving averages, always follow the 50 week, right? That's one of the best indicators, because it actually tells you what the market's about to do, and it could last for 25-30 weeks. It's brilliant. That's the best one. So if that turns bearish, then I'm bearish. Do you know what I mean? So that's how I look at it anyway. So yeah, like, I'm gonna go into the questions now, all the questions and everything, and I'll read all of them, and I'll answer any of the questions that you guys started there. I'll talk about it, and of course we'll talk about other stuff as well when we come back. So if there is anything else you want me to talk about, we'll drop that, not a problem. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't go into the chats and greet and meet everybody, because some of the guys, they just want to watch the first segment and then they want to drop off, so which is fine, and I just wanted to give them the info that they need. So I hope all of that kind of makes sense. If it doesn't, guys, please let me know again. If you all want me to reiterate the targets and this and that, I'll tell you anyway. Faisal says on LTF also a bear flag too. Do you think it's a bear flag? I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know if it's a bear flag, my brother. Faisal says, I think lower time frame BTC looks awful, but you're right. Larger time frames, yep, it's very different. Yes, it's also, this is the thing, you gotta, sometimes what happens is, like, so for me, I don't look at the hourly, 4-hourly, 8-hour, 12 hours, unless I'm trading it, by the way. So if I'm doing a day trade, so today, for example, if I'm free, if I'm busy, I'm not busy, I got nothing to do, and I'm sitting in front of my computer for whatever reason, because I don't want to watch TV. I don't like to watch TV anyway. I'm sitting in front of my computer. I might open a trade. And if I open a trade, then within my time frame, or whatever time I'm going to trade there, I will look at those numbers. Does that make sense? But they are not used for me to predict what's going to happen tomorrow. Even a 12-hour candle can't be accurate. It's not accurate. So when we look at accuracy, what we mean by that is how much data does it contain? So if I'm looking at, say, 1 hour candle pattern, then each candle contains 1 hour's worth of data. Simple maths, right? If I'm looking at 4 hours, then I know that each candle inside the 4-hour chart contains 1 hour's worth of data too. right? So it's 4 hours data, but it contains 4 specific hours worth of data. So we can break it down. We said, wow, okay, so there's 4 individual candles inside that. So similar way, when I'm looking at a higher time frame, for me, it's a little bit more valid because I know I got 24 hours worth of data there, 48, 30 minutes worth of data there. You see what I'm coming from, right? So when you start breaking it down, it's like, that's how much information I have inside that daily candle. So then when I'm moving to 3 day, well, guess what? Multiply it all. That's how much data I have. So that data becomes a little bit more accurate, right? And a little bit more like it gives me confidence to talk about it. You know what I mean? Because that's much better than the volatile stuff that we see on a daily or below. So that's how I kind of look at the market anyway. So Bubble says, smash the likes, guys, smash the likes. If you're here for the first time, my name is Sham. This is X5. The truth is always out there. Do consider subscribing if you like this kind of stuff. Ash ACC says, hi, any thoughts on AI agents? Some are up even with the downtrend. Yes, AI agents are going to be super bullish. It's the current narrative. So with AI agents, just make sure to pick the best ones. I know there's a whole bunch of them being promoted by YouTubers, right? Be careful, right? I'm not one of those guys. Just be careful. There's a big reason behind this. So I'm not going to say who because I'm not here to diss anybody, but I have noticed some large YouTubers with some of the guys have like 50, 60,000 subscribers and others have like almost 500,000 subscribers. They are making these AI agents and promoting it as if they've been sponsored by them or whatever. And I just saw that and I was like so disgusted. I felt like throwing up. I was like, seriously? You're a large YouTuber. You have 500,000 subscribers. You probably make enough money from all the sponsors that you already get. Do you really have to now go and start promoting your own coin without telling people that's your coin? Like for me, I have a coin. It's nothing. It's just a meme coin. It's the links in the description. But I tell you, it's nothing. It's just basically our community thing. Do you know what I mean? Whether people buy or not, it's up to you. I'm not deciding to do that. Any of that. I'm not trying to pump any of that. But when you got people promoting a narrative, oh, this coin looks good, or I'm buying this coin, or I'm thinking about this coin, and I'm like, okay, fine, it's all good. And then I track it back because sometimes when they do the videos, there are certain things they give away so you can track them, right? So if you know what to do, right? Similar to what Zach XBTC does. So I kind of tracked one or two and I was like, what? Hold on, this is your coin? So I was like, okay, now it makes sense why you're promoting it, why you're showing it on the streams. And it's not even a live stream because they can't dare to do a live stream, right? Those guys, they don't do live streams, right? It's all scripted and it's all pre-planned. You get me? Because yeah, they get caught out anyway. So yes, plenty of them out there, and they are going to pump. The narrative is really good. For me, while the hype is there, is good. I'm going to watch it. I'm observing, so I'm not buying any personally. There are a bunch of coins I've looked at, the AI agents I've looked at. But I said to everyone, I said, guys, instead of looking at the AI agents, go and look at the platform that the AI agent was built on, right? So if you're looking at an AI agent that was built on virtuals, buy virtual. Don't worry about the AI agent. They're pumping dumps. They're going to come and go. While the hype is there, they're going to pump. Yes, you're going to make a lot of money, no problem. If you make money, keep the money, right? And if you are going in, then try and go with the stop loss. Don't ape into any of them, right? So, because when the narrative dies, they're just going to die. Do you know what I mean? However, the platforms they're being built on, they're not going to die. You see what I mean? So focus on that. That's what I can say to you, right? And of course, it's not financial advice. Go and do whatever. Faisal says too many things point downwards, downside, even a possible shooting star BTC monthly, which could change, but yeah, looks like downside. Downside, yes. So we listen, there was an expectation of us wanting it to go down. Obviously, we wanted it to go down. Now that we've come to 92k again and tested it, right? And this time we actually broke through the 92k. We went to 91.5. Today's low was 92.5. Was it 92.5? Let me just tell you. I can tell you what the low was. What was the low? What was the low, guys? What was the freaking low? 91,384 was the low today. So 91,384. That's so we broke through the support that we formed on the 92. You see, there was a support we had on the 92. We broke through that. Okay, we might reverse up, we might do good, But knowing where it is now, it might want to go and test the 90k. And if it's going to test the 90k, well, guess what? We don't really have a support at 90k. The next support is around the 86 to 87k, right? So that's probably where we're going to bounce off. But good thing is, because we've had the downtrend, because we've been going down, down, down for a good couple of weeks now, it's actually time for us to now print the green. And I'm not expecting a big green. By the way, I'm not expecting big green. Even today, all right, 92 or 91,000, whatever we went to, even if we close at 92, that's a positive. That's a win. So most people won't realize this. Guys, when you go down to 87, 88, $90,000, $91,000, and then you start printing upwards, even by 1K, right? That is a positive. That's where the market restarts. And that's what we want. A restart. Of course, then we have invalidation points, which means we have to get above a certain level in order to move forward again. So in our case right now, where we are, say we're at 91, well, currently we're at 94 again, unfortunately. Sad reality. But if we didn't go to 94 again and we sat around the $91,000, then it would have been brilliant, because then our target would have been 95. You see what I mean? Because if you do it the next day, then it's brilliant, because that means it invalidates the downtrend. But right now, going down, blipping down, and coming back to 94, it didn't do anything. The fact is, it didn't do anything. You see what I mean? So it kind of invalidated the entire scenario by going down and pumping back up again. Because when you look at the actual factual candle, take all the noise, all the wicks and everything off, you see the body of the candle, and you realize that actually nothing happened. It just went up and down in the same candle. We had a positive and a negative inside the same freaking candle. So that becomes a bit of a problem. My brother says 60. Now, 60 is something we don't want to see, my brother, solely because, right? Solely because there's a mathematical thing that we do for corrections, right? Of course, I'm quite bold and I say 50% corrections are absolutely fine. Yeah, we can say that. However, if we go below the $69,000 level, we actually create a big problem in the market, which means that we won't be able to push the market back up. And it's psychological and economical as well, financial as well, right? Because what happens is, because some people start panicking, some people will start bleeding, some people don't have stop losses, right? They don't trade like I do, for example, or some of the clients that I have. So what will happen is, because they're panicking, they're going to just let go of the market. I already know a whole bunch of people who are already asking me, when do you think we need to sell? You know what I mean? Hence why I published a few bits and bobs on the Discord as well. So guys, these are the numbers if you are looking at certain things, right? But so people are kind of going to panic, and that's going to create a kind of like a house of card effect, where the top card, when it falls, everything else falls, right? A cascading effect, right? So the situation is going to be, if we do go to 60k, there's no way us stopping it from going to 40k. Do you know what I mean? So the very same people who are talking about going to 60k will tell them to expect it to go to 40k if they expect 60k, because that's what's going to happen. You know what I mean? And of course, whatever numbers they're giving to you, depending if they're talking about a correction, then they're incorrect. This is what we're talking about. However, if they're talking about a bear market bottom, that's a different story. Yeah, we're definitely going there, because my number's even lower. Bear market bottom, my number's even lower. So let's be honest about that. Finance Vince says, what do you think of networks? I don't even know them. I don't know who they are. So unfortunately, I can't tell you. Sorry, my brother. Finance. That's a nice name. Finance Vince. That's a nice name. But yeah, I can't tell you what that is, because I don't follow random coins. When it comes to top tier coins, I could probably tell you everything about every coin. Top tier, like the blue chips, right? When you're talking about some unknown coin, unless they come and sponsor me or they come and promote me, you know what I mean? Unless they come and sponsor this channel, how am I supposed to know about them? Do you know what I mean? I'm being honest, guys. How am I supposed to know about some company called Networks or some cryptocurrency called Networks, right? I know about the stuff that's hyped, because people share that info with me, friends and family and all sorts of accomplices, right? Share that info with me. So that's how I get to know certain things. Like for yourself, you come to YouTube and you tell me about what do you think about that quote. Now I know about it. I never knew about it before. My brother, he mentioned something the other day. Again, I knew about it through him. I didn't know about it before. So similar way, right? But unless someone's sponsoring me to talk about their coins, how am I going to know about it? Because they can sponsor me and give me the details. And if I think it's a shitcoin, I'll tell everybody it's a shitcoin. But right now, I can't say anything. I can't say what network is, other than the fact that I'm mentioning it, probably promoting it. I don't know if you're going to make some sort of a video remix or something and then promote, say this guy promoted my video or something. I don't know, man. My brother says, look to get in on Pengu, but have a funny feeling it is going to hit 22 before taking off again. What's your thoughts? Good question. Good question. Let me have a look at Pengu. Do I have Pengu here? Give me a second. Do I have Pengu here? Do I have Pengu? Because I aped into Pengu, by the way. So I'm just going to tell you, I have absolutely aped into Pengu after the original dump that happened. Right. So the day when it launched, when it started to dump, I just went in. So no, so far looking very strong. I don't even know where you got that 22 from. I'm not sure where you got that 22 from. I see a 26. I don't see a 22. I see a 26 cents, possible 26 cents, worst case scenario if anything happens, but I don't see a 22. 22, I think you're going by the launch price when it dumped and it settled, the launch candle. Technically, yes, possible between that number, but you have to look at the low, because the lows are the supports. Somewhere in between, we can't just randomly have a support, right? And I'll show you what I mean by that as well, so you understand what I'm talking about, right? So let me see, do I have a pen or anything? Let me find a pen or something. No, I don't have a pen. I don't have a pen. So anyway, let me just show you, right? So this is the candle you're talking about, so I'll show you what I mean. So if I do that, that is probably your, that's 28 cents. That's not even 22. Okay, that's not even 22. But if I go, oh, you're looking at this wick. The wick is, okay, that's 22. But the wick is not a fact, my brother. This is the fact. The fact is the body, this part here, right? So when you look at the bottom of that, that's the fact. And that gives me a 26, 25, 26. That's what it gives me. So yeah, you got to look at it that way, basically, right? Because what do you mean, what's that in USD? I'm always in USD. Yes, I'm always in USD, bro. Always in USD. Why do you ask? I don't do charts. I don't mix them up. That's confusing. I'll give you a good example. If I'm doing Solana, I don't calculate it in Solana, right? Unless I've for example, in my head, if I'm thinking I want to make 1 Solana into 10 Solana, then I don't care about the US dollars, right? But if I'm buying something in the fiat value, so say for example, I bought it for 10 cents and I expect to make $10 out of it, then I only calculate in dollar. And when I'm looking at the chart, I'm also using only the USD because that's how most of the charts are available. Charts are not available in Pengu versus Solana or Pengu versus this, especially when it goes to a centralized exchange. Forget all the other pairs. Doesn't matter what blockchain it launched. Go and look at the USD chart because that's what the exchanges are going to be showing as well. So that's what I'm doing. And this chart I'm using is Pengu on Binance. So this is a Binance chart that I'm using that shows me where Pengu is today. So yeah, on USD, my brother. I don't know what 0.22 on what were you looking at? I don't know, what were you looking at? Because it's everywhere now. You can have a pair with anything. You can pair it with ethereum, you can pair it with Solana, you can literally buy it for whatever, swap it for anything. So I don't know what pair you're looking at, my brother. You still gotta change your name, man. You know you're gonna get me a copyright, not copyright, you're gonna get me a strike. Right, you're gonna get me some sort of a strike being saying the wrong thing. I'm sure I could say it, but still, because we are an adult rated channel here, so at the end of the day, it should be fine. But still, I'm not going to mention your name. Never. It's always going to be my brother. But yeah, Penguin looking strong. Penguin looking strong. I'm not concerned. I think I'm up a few percent, to be honest. KR, if you're still here, Bubble, still if you're still here, my brother. Faisal, if you're here, let me know if you guys want me to talk about anything else. I could have forgotten something. I can't remember. Um, yeah, it's been a long day. That's why I just wanted to just get this live stream over. For me, it's been a long day. I haven't had a freaking shave. I'm gonna go and have a shave. I'm gonna go home. I need a good hot shower and a shave. Um, I've been out all day today. It's just been really, really tired. Yes, Bubble, you got any question for me, brother? Got any question for me? Tell me. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. E-Gold, also, Bubble, E-Gold, I forgot to mention to you. So E-Gold is definitely partnering up with Cardano, and it gets even more crazy. They're also partnering with XRP. How freaking crazy is that? And funny thing is, they're using the Flare Network bridge. So let's see what happens. Faces are still here, bro. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thanks for the initial covering of thoughts. It is what it is. I always try to. I don't know if you noticed, guys. I always try to drop what I need to in the beginning. So I know most people might only have 10 minutes, 15 minutes to do whatever. So I give them, I always do that right at the beginning. So it's not something you have to tell me. I always do that. But of course, with the chat, live chat, and the community engagement, a lot of people come up and say hi, and it feels rude. Like I just don't know. I just don't. My morality, right? I feel it's rude for not acknowledging someone when they say hi. So I always kind of, as soon as I see you guys, I'm like, hey, how you doing? So I kind of acknowledge that. But I think I need to be a little bit more professional and not acknowledge people, so that way I don't engage in the conversation for the first segment. Maybe that's probably what I need to do, or what you guys are expecting me to do. So yeah, I can do that. It's not an issue. Babu says you answer all my questions. Do I answer all your questions? I hope so, my brother. I hope so. I hope so. Right, but yeah, markets seems to be back to exactly where it was. Freaking crazy. And remember yesterday I said, like, with the total market cap, don't let it go below $3 trillion, right? Psychological thing. Actually, we can survive up to $2.96 trillion. So I did have a little look on the chart, and based on some of the crazy maths that I do, 2.93 is a level we can actually go up to. So below, right? The lowest we can go to on the total market cap is $2.93 trillion. And we should be fine. There's a support there. This is the total market cap. So I'm talking about the entire freaking cryptocurrency ecosystem. So 2.93 we can hold, not an issue. But of course, I don't want to see it go below $3 trillion. As I said, BTC, and each one of them, I did kind of draw a new line because I wanted to understand what was going on. BTC, I didn't draw anything because BTC, the 86k is still a fairly strong support. Of course, the 92 is now becoming a much, much better support for the future. Believe me, for the future, this 92 is going to be a wonderful level to keep an eye on, right? So I'm really happy about this 92 level. But of course, we do have a minor support around the 86, as I said, and then a major support around the $69,000 level. So we don't want to lose the $69,000 level. Again, it's a historical support level. So that's a very important one for us. Ethereum, actually did look at Ethereum as well, and there is a support we have, and we need to hold that. It's not that strong, but good enough, is the $3,000 level. $3,060, right? $62 to be precise. But that's a level that we've recently formed, and that's a good support, right? Of course, we can go back to history and it probably has some relevance there, but I think that's what it is. Bubble says, I would like to see BTC back to 100k. It is going to go to 100k, bro. It is going to go to 100k. Because now we have a bigger chance for it to go to 100k. The other thing is, right, and this is the beautiful thing, a lot of people don't see that. You know, people feel bearish and bullish whenever they go with whatever the people do, wherever the shepherd goes, the sheep follow, right? Let's just say this way, right? Let's put it this way. Now that we've calmed down, right, we've actually prolonged the market. So remember, I was telling everybody, okay, I'm not giving you an absolute certainty here because I still have one day remaining to confirm this. But remember earlier on, when I first did my analysis a few months ago, right, what did I say? I said, guys, we have anything between 2 to 4 months. And that 4 months for me was up to the end of February, right? But now in January, whatever we're going to do is going to give us, right? It's going to add extra time. And that time could be anything from another 2 months to another 3 months, right? So that's fine if we go to the end of March. Now, when I get the signal tomorrow, or not tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, when I get that signal, I will be able to tell that maybe we might even last all the way up to May, June, July. Do you see what I mean? So it might give us 6 months. That's the beauty here. So if all of this price coming down resets the indicators and prolongs the market, then all of a sudden the analysis we did 3 months ago about February, that changes now. It prolonged it, and we can add 2-3 months more to it. Isn't that better for everybody? And when we do that, then what happens? BTC gives us a bigger chance. So now, from this point, we can expect at least another 1x for a BTC. So simple and clear, without doing any maths, without doing any crazy stuff, I can turn around and say, well, hold on. If we have another 6 months on this market remaining, and BTC is currently sitting at $90,000 just for the sake of it, then we have the potential now to go to 180,000, or is it $180,000? Yeah, $180,000. In fact, if it's 94, 95 right now, 94, we can just say $190,000. That's close to 200K. So we can be more optimistic about those higher numbers now. You see what I mean? So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there. I think that's pretty much it. And of course, other coins need to follow. So I really don't want BTC to move yet, because moving now is going to be a big problem. Don't move. Let the alts do something for the next 6 months. If the alts can do something for another 2-3 months, pump, blow up, do whatever they need to do, then we're going to see the best gains. Hey, Adam's here. Also, my brother, salam, nice to see you. Random question. I see UAE are doing a stable coin. What would be the benefits for doing that rather than using another one? Well, there's a few bits and bobs going there. I mean, if you want to talk about it, we can talk about it. So it might drag on for a little bit. What I'll do, actually, no, I'll do another entire video on stablecoins, but I'll give you just a little bits and bobs. How about this, right? Because I don't want to make this video too long. We've been here 47 minutes, and I am kind of tired today, as I said, right? I really am tired. Right, let's talk about this, right? So I'm going to give you a few brief things that many people don't know about. So, of course, I'm going to start off with Tether. So Tether was the first ever stable coin created in order to trade with BTC back in 2011 or 12. I can't remember, so don't hold me to it. It was created to facilitate people to trade in the digital sphere, because it was hard getting the fiat money, cash, and this and that. So it was really hard for people to buy and sell crypto. So Tether was created. Now, Tether was created by a company known as iFinix, which is also the parent company of Bitfinex, right? So the Phoenix part comes in. So Bitfinex is a child of iFinix, and Tether is a child of iFinix too. This is historical. People should know about these things. So, and it's an exchange that's still there, by the way, right? Now, whatever the regulators talk about, the transparency and this and that, I don't know about that. I see that Bobby again. Are you that Bobby again? If you're going to be rude this time, bro, you're going to get banned. All right, so remember this, right? Because the last time you were actually being rude, which was not nice. So you're here, stay nice, stay to the topic, and we'll be fine, right? And also, there's a whole bunch of moderators here. They might just decide to kick you off anyway if you misbehave. So, what was I saying? So, goes back to Tether. Now, Tether, at that time, obviously, as I said, to facilitate people trading in the crypto sphere, which is perfectly fine. Now, the problem with Tether is, right, one of the biggest problem with Tether is, even though Tether operates the stable currencies, it's only regulated in Hong Kong. Now, Hong Kong is out of many jurisdictions, so the governments of the world want Tether or iFinix to bow down and work with them with their rules, and they do. To be honest, they do, because Bitfinex is an international exchange, right? It operates everywhere. It's got licenses everywhere, and they've kept it separate. But again, like the regulators are doing whatever they can. Now, of course, it being in crypto, they can't really stop it. So, by the way, you're probably noticing I'm stopping a little bit, pausing, because I don't want to give you the entire thing here. We're going to do an entire video on stable coins, and things will get more interesting then, right? But so what was I saying? So they wanted to regulate it anyway. Regulation for the last decade didn't even matter. They didn't even care about it because it was just crypto. It was just another crypto, right? Now, during 2013, when Mount Gox crashed, Mount Gox, right? I'm sure you guys have heard about it. The biggest cryptocurrency exchange on the planet, probably the only one at that time. When it crashed, Japan kind of got really strict about it and said, right, we're going to do. Japan actually was the first country to create a stable currency. So other than Tether, the second stable coin was ever created was by Japan. In Japan, when you buy and sell crypto, no other stable coins are allowed. Even Tether, nobody's allowed. You can only trade with the Japan, whatever they call it, stable coin. So they have an actual specific stable coin only for cryptos since 2013. So they've been using that. Now, that's fine. It's regulated and XYZ. Of course, over time, we've been in it for decades, right? More than a decade now. We've come along, and government are now showing interest, right? But of course, we're also in the middle of doing what do you call this, the cbdc. That's also coming as well. We are definitely having a cbdc. In fact, it's been kind of trialed for a very long time. I'm not going to go too deep into it, right? In fact, when it was being trialed in a few countries, even xrp was involved in this, right? And Faisal can confirm that as well, because he shared some information on Discord. So yeah, many projects. In fact, I shared something on a video back in 2020 about the World Economic Forum, and 87 countries were using private enterprise blockchains, Ethereum and whatnot, right, to do their own version of the CBDC. Right now, we know RLUSD is come. Circle came along, but Circle, the problem is, even though it's regulated, it's not exactly to what the government wants. There's a criteria, let's just put it this way. I'm not going to go into the conspiracy, but there's a criteria. So unless you meet that criteria, you can't really be there. So ROUSD got chosen, but I know it will sound wrong when I say ROUSD. I'm just going to say the technology, because it's not ROUSD directly responsible for everything. So they're just doing what they need to survive, and it's okay. It's a game of survival, right? But that technology is being used, and as I said, it was in pilot for a very long time. So, for example, in Europe recently, like today, Tether has to be delisted from the European Union. Now, fun fact is actually nobody has to delist them until 2026. Right? So no centralized exchanges have to delist Tether until 2026. However, in order to facilitate the European customers, the MiCA rules allow you to use EURI. I don't know what it stands for. Don't ask me. That's the European stablecoin. Hey, surprise, surprise. Europe has a stablecoin. Yes, European Union, European government has a stablecoin that they've already made. So isn't that another way of just introducing the centralized digital currency, CBDC? So that's coming as well. So euro can be used. So it's got nothing to do. It had nothing to do with USDT. It was just another way of getting everybody to use their stablecoin. So remember, Japan already had it. China's already had it, right? So their digital yuan, they've already had it. Europe's now got it, because Europe's not a small country. Like, I think it's 15 or 16 countries together as the union. So that European Union, the entire union is going to have Euro I. We've heard news of the RLGBP. Now, whether it's going to be called RLGBP or something else, we don't know. Let's just be honest about it, right? Rumors are rumors. We don't want to, unless it's fact, unless we know, we don't know. But we do know there's going to be a digital currency, and the paper's already been out, right? The government, the Bank of England, have already submitted all of the documents. So people already should know, because it's already available in the public domain, right? So that's coming. Do you see what I mean? So so that's what it is now. Obviously, when you're talking about, say, UAE, or say some other country, Singapore, Malaysia, whatever you want to talk, right? But they're just catching up, in my opinion. At least they're just catching up, because everyone's going to be using it anyway. You know what I mean? So that's what's happening, because when you take away that, because remember Tether, going back to Tether was nothing. We had something from nothing, but it was universal. It wasn't biased. Tether was never biased. Tether's on 14 or 15 blockchains for a fact. It was never biased. It never paid anyone like blockchains to be partners with them. People took it on because it had 70 or 80% of the dominance. I mean, in fact, at one stage it was 100% of all stable coins. You know what I mean? So currently, because of USDC and XYZ, it's like I think 70 or 80% dominance, right, of the stablecoin market cap. So people used to come to them and say, can we have you integrated into our blockchain? And they did that. But when it came to USDC, truth is USDC, you have to pay USDC to have them come to your network. And even then they choose whether they want to come or not. So you see, that's centralized, right? But Tether was unbiased. It was like, guys, you want to use Tether? Go for it. Go for it. Bring it on. We'll work with you. We'll do it for free. We'll integrate it with you. That's how Tether worked. So Tether, as long as you had a popular blockchain, and it was they reached out and they helped out. They sent their engineers. There's no problem. We're going to integrate it with you. We're going to make it easy. Do you know what I mean? And they'll pool it and fund it, or do whatever needs to be done. Because for them, it's like, look, every time people buy and sell, you make money. So when you take away free money, coming back to that, when you take away free money and you're now trying to control what people can trade with. So for example, if EURY, whatever they want to call it, EURY or I, whatever it was, if that's the only coin people can trade with, similar to what Japan has already done, right, freaking decade ago, and it's still doing, and similar to what China's probably going to, and it's actually already doing it. So people, wherever the Chinese digital yuan is available, only those people can use it. So people from outside can't really use it. They have to use WeChat and Alipay and this and that. So it is already kind of difficult over there. So it's coming, guys. It's coming. That's all it is. So UAE, they're just catching up to the game, in my opinion. I hope that kind of answers the question without going too much into it, without going into the conspiracy. So I didn't go to the conspiracy. I stuck to the facts. It's going to be EURI, URI. I don't know what the I stands for. I'm sure it has something to do with cbdc. So any other question, guys, let me know. If not, I'm not going to drag this too long. You know what? My mind's not, how would I say this? I'm not at 100%. I'm not 100% because normally I can think of, my brother says, would it be worth it to buy it? Buy what, my brother? What are we talking about? The currency? You're talking about the UAE stable coin or Tether or any of that stuff? They're just another stable coin. You might as well buy the other currency. It's the same difference. You know what I mean? Because I know, like, people, when there was some guy on Twitter, and of course the UAE, you want to buy the entire UAE? I'm joking. No, no, it's just like currency, FX, man, similar thing. Because what it's going to be pegged to the UAE. I think it's dirham or something. The UAE, they have a dirham, I believe. Dirham, yeah, they have that. So it's just going to be pegged to the dirham. So yeah, unless you're planning to use dirham or you're in Dubai, what difference does it make? If you're in Dubai, yeah, of course you're going to use dirham. You know what I mean? So yeah, other than that, I don't see a reason. I was just gonna say, like, some guy on Twitter, obviously he just wanted to get the views, right? He went on Twitter and he said, I will buy a fraction of a ROUSD for $1,400. People started liking it and sharing it, exploded his Twitter account or X account, right? Exploded it. Obviously he's just doing it for that. But sorry, why would you pay $1,400 when the coin itself is only worth $1? Doesn't make any sense. But we know why he did it. Great, good luck on him. So similar way, UAE and this and that, it's only going to be pegged to their currency, and that's how things are going to be. Because because as I said, dollar's universal. USDT was universal. You sitting in a country, me sitting in a country with no internet, third world country, doesn't matter, with a satellite phone, doesn't matter where you are, in the middle of a jungle, right? You can still use USDT. you can value your crypto in USDT. You can do transactions in USDT. Where they're trying to stop that. Because remember, the old days, when you wanted USDT, or sorry, when you wanted USD, what do? You go to a money exchange. When you go to a money exchange, MoneyGram, for example, what do? You pay them a fee to convert your money, right? Remittance, right? So that's where we're going back to. So we're kind of, instead of progressing to complete universality, right? I don't even know the word anyway, to be universal basically. But we're going back in time. So now we're going back to the old ages where if I want to send my money to someone in Dubai, or if I want to send my money to someone in USD, right, we're going to have to do an entire different conversion in between us. And there's going to be some sort of a foreign currency exchange rate. So they just want to make more money. That's what's happening anyway. Pontus, my brother, nice to see you. What is my favorite indicator? Um, I usually like when I'm doing daily stuff or weekly, up to a week, I like to use support resistance clusters, right? So it depends on, there's hundreds of them anyway, but anything with the support resistance SR, yeah, they're the best because they kind of, without you working too hard, they just show you where the support is, where the resistance is on whatever time frame you're looking at. That's probably one of the best indicators out there if you want to know where your supports and resistance are. I have it. I have my own version actually. If you go to my trading view, on my trading view, I actually published it. So I actually have my own version as well. I just changed the colors a bit and this and that. So I have my own version. And yeah, it's okay. But I don't use it all the time because for me, if I need to know, I will know. But I set targets. So when I set targets, I would love that. When I set targets, I just wait for the targets to come. So Pontus says, "What's your thoughts on the super trend?" I would love to see that, to be honest, because everyone's been going on about, oh, Bitcoin has a 4-year cycle. I've been shouting and screaming about. I said, there's no rule, right? There's nothing set in stone that says we have to maintain a 4-year cycle. Why can't we have a 1-year cycle? Why can't we have a 6-year cycle? Do you know what I mean? I would love to see that. So if we do have a super cycle, right? Now, super cycle, there's another thing as well. There's two different types of super cycle, by the way. There are some people who would talk about super cycle saying, oh, we might have 5-6 years. But there's another super cycle as well. It's like a super cycle normally is a decade long. So these are 10-year cycles. You understand? So we could be trending up, 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 up for 10 years, right? So you have to look at it in with a different candle pattern, right? So normally I would recommend go and look at it with a 6-month candle or something. Then you start seeing a pattern, right? Or maybe 3-month candle if you really want to go in a little bit deeper. But look at a higher time frame. That's what a super cycle is. So super cycle could last a decade, probably even 20 years. In fact, in the stocks and this and that, they do normally tend to last around 20 years. And then we have some sort of a correction. In fact, we have trends like last 100 years and then they crash. So let's see. But I would love to see a super trend. I would love to see one. That's why I really want to see the market prolonged, because the longer the market can correct itself and then move forward, it will bring more volume, more momentum, and it can give us higher prices and actually less severe dumps. You know what I mean? So you can make a lot of money and continue gradually making a lot more money that way as well. Adam says, is there any info about X payments and what crypto Elon will use? If not, is there any speculation of what he will use? Would that blow up that crypto? Possibly, yes, it will blow up. Knowing Elon, and I think yesterday's live stream, you were there, Adam. I mentioned how Dogecoin, that there's a whole bunch of developers, including like Vitalik Buterin and XYZ. They are actually helping Doge develop into something better. So instead of just being a meme coin, they're actually trying to create some genuine utility. And that's been going on for a good few years. So the last time Doge pumped was based on all of this, right? So there's actual people, proper developers working on it right now, right? People who know the system, they're working on it. And Elon is obviously the mascot. Let's just say he's the freaking mascot, whatever we're gonna call it, right? He's there anyway. That's fine. I have a feeling if even if Elon is not serious, he would just do it as a joke, right? and most probably be Doge. Of course, BTC is going to be there too. BTC is going to be there too, because one thing you have to understand, publicly, Elon owns BTC. Publicly, he said he doesn't own Doge. That's a weird one, right? However, he does take the fun out of Doge every other time. Now, of course, some people speculated that he might have been the creator or whatnot. You know, that's a whole different story. Of course, we know who the creator is, some guy who created it. There's an interview out there of him. So it's not Elon. But I've got a feeling if it's anything, it will be Doge. Definitely Doge. And you see how all the other Doge, all the other fake Doges, they will also pump as well, just from speculation, because people are going to hype them. But I have a feeling he will do it just as a joke. He will definitely allow Doge to be there. And currently, Doge is holding strong, to be honest. Doge is holding strong. I mean, this is a coin that was like 0.00 whatever, and now currently sitting at 30 cents. It's holding strong. It's holding strong, guys. You know, and I think it can even probably push towards $1. If it does, I'm sure someone's going to figure out how to stabilize it. And if they stabilize it, technically Doge stablecoin, right? Imagine this, it'd be a freaking joke. Imagine they made a Doge stablecoin. So the Doge becomes a stablecoin when it hits $1. It can't fall below $1. That will change so many people's lives, one, and it will become an actual form of currency. And I'm sure Elon will pay whatever to get that to happen, because if it's going to be pegged to $1, why not? I'm just hypothesizing here anyway. I just think that could happen. So, but yeah, BTC is definitely on the on the board, and Doge definitely. Any others, I don't know. But as I said, if it is one of them, then whatever the news comes out, they will blow up. Pontus says, "What is your net worth?" Zero. Everybody that I know is officially zero. Our net worth is zero. Especially on a live stream, is minus zero. Even in personal conversation, is minus zero. The only people who shout and scream about their net worth are the people, right, who have something to hide, right? People who don't talk about it, they're already hiding it. Right. What is a stable coin? What is a stable coin? A stable coin is basically just another like your fiat currency, basically. Whatever your fiat is, your country's national currency, similar way, that's a stable coin. Stable coin just stays stable. So a stable crypto will always stay stable to the value of whatever currency is being pegged to. So if it's $1, like USDT we're talking about, it's always going to stay as $1. You know, and they're doing a whole bunch of other stuff as well, so they're always going to maintain the dollar, even with all the news and all the other stuff. It's always going to be their thing. So Pontus, remember one thing: never ask anybody how much they are worth. Never ask anybody. Never assume how much somebody's worth. That's bad as well. Never. I'll tell you a little story. A friend of mine, a multi-millionaire in UK, multi-millionaire. Started off with not much, but he's a property magnate, by the way. So he's owns a whole bunch of properties in central London. Give you a good example. The lowest property he owns is £2 million. £2 million. So this guy has a whole bunch of properties, but you will be shocked to what he drives. You will be shocked. So about 10 years ago, we went to buy one of the old X5. I drove him there, bought an old X5. He still owns that. And then recently he went and bought himself a BMW 3 Series, 2014 model, minted. This guy, he's basically, I don't know how much he's earning, but per month, definitely a couple of $100,000 coming in his account. But he drives a 2014 BMW 3 Series that he bought for £8,000. On his driveway, he's got all of his two cars. He's got two cars parked. One's a 2007 model and one's a 2014 model. It's there. There's no private plate, nothing. It doesn't even wash the car. It's just sitting there. That's a real truth, but nobody even knows how much this guy's worth, apart from a few insiders. And we look at it and we're like, I rate you. Geolock, brother. How are you, my brother? G-Shock, sorry, G-Shock. G-Shock, you didn't join Discord, man. What happened? I told you to join Discord because Pontus joined, and I thought Pontus was you, but until Pontus told me it was Pontus, then I was like, okay, fine. Because I was gonna actually, because you know you wanted to have a conversation, so I was gonna actually message you today earlier on. I was like, go on, let me get a brief conversation and see what you want to talk about, because I know you wanted to talk. So that's that. But no, they're never too late, man. Never too late. We're just talking about net worth and this and that. So as I said, don't assume anything. Never assume anything. Never disclose even your net worth. Never disclose. All right. If you own properties, never disclose it. Never. All right. That's the worst thing to do. Never. So always keep it hush hush. All right. Hush hush. Of course, if you're surrounded by people who know everything about you, that's a different story. You know what I mean? So when I go to like parties and this and that, I don't need to worry about anything because I know everybody and everybody knows me and everybody's pretty much in the same level, right? Geoshock says anonymous. Sorry, G-Shock says I will in the middle of work every time you're on. Just super busy. No, of course, man. We're all busy. Like for me, I'll give you a good example. So normally I'm very busy with my clientele, right? So I'm really busy with the clientele. But to be honest, since Boxing Day, was it Boxing Day or after Boxing Day? I think it was after. No, it was since Boxing Day. So since Boxing Day, right, I haven't actually had any booking, any client bookings. So I haven't had any client bookings. But just because I didn't have client bookings doesn't mean I'm not going to do anything. So I'm a bit of a hustler, right? I have accounts, right? I've made accounts with every single gig platform out there. You name it, I've got an account with them, and I've had it for many years. So I just go online and I'm like, okay, I'm free. I'm free. Rather than wasting my time, because every minute is precious, wasting my time, I might as well go and earn some money, right? So I've basically what I did was I made myself busy. I did some work, right? I said, right, I'm gonna go and do some work and earn some money. So it doesn't matter how much it is, but I went out and I did a little bit of work and earned some money, and I'm happy. You know what I mean? Because I've used my time. But that's what's made me tired as well. Because normally I wouldn't be this tired. But I've been doing a bit of work. In fact, I did a bit of Amazon work, so Amazon delivery. I did a bit of Amazon delivery. Tiring. But still, that's extra cash for me. You know, so better than working for McDonald's. Bit of extra cash. Now I've got a little bit more cash. I'm gonna go and chuck in. Do you know what I mean? So that's what it is. So I always like to keep myself busy. To be honest, I like to keep myself busy, whether it's meetings, whether whatever it be. I will always keep myself busy. Always. All right. I'm not one of those things. So even though I say I'm lazy, I'm not technically. I'm not lazy. But yeah, I do keep myself very busy. Always. That's why you always see me on the move, right? If I'm so I don't really stay at home. That's one thing I don't like doing. Some people go chill at home. I don't. I've seen my missus for 25 years. It's okay. I don't need to see her anymore, right? But I prefer to stay out, work, keep myself busy. If I'm meeting people, if I'm seeing people, even just the normal get together, all of those are fine by me. Do you see what I mean? So I want to keep myself busy all the time, one way or another. If I don't, then I'll be depressed. Do you know what I mean? So, or I'll be Netflix and chill. And believe me, when I go Netflix, I'll binge an entire series. All right, I'll binge an entire series in one day. That's how crazy I get. So I always try to keep myself busy, whatever it be. All right, so working is good. Go do your thing. Adam says, do you take Ramadan off or are you working and doing lives? I do lives still. I'm not that religious, my brother. I've always been very transparent about it. I'm a bad Muslim. I'm a bad Muslim. So there are things I do, there are things I don't. But one thing I will never ever do is to please anybody else, because everything for me is between me and God. And whatever I do, I want to do it from my side, for myself. So I don't believe in I'm not going to say it, but it doesn't matter. But the point is end of the day, there's a whole bunch of stuff that I'm quite conservative about, and I'm not practicing at all. To a certain level, I don't practice, so I'm not a practicing Muslim. But I do the right thing. I try and do the right thing, and I try and be, kind, pleasant, and all of the other things, right? But when it comes to like prayers, I don't pray all the time. When it comes to fasting, I don't fast all the time. I try to. So but I don't. But at home, everybody else does. So everyone at home is religious. I'm like the only one who's not so religious. But then I'm probably the only one who's the most honest as well. So, but Ramadan is quite funny. So during Ramadan, this is quite hilarious, right? Technically, during Ramadan, I actually fast, right? I actually fast. But sometimes just because for whatever reason, I'll just have a cup of coffee. And I know that's wrong, but it gets even crazy. Like pretty much entire year, technically I fast because I actually wake up very early. So I know some of you guys may have seen messages on Discord. I actually wake up very early. That's one. So I'm up when the sun comes up or before the sun comes up. I'm up, and I actually properly eat only once a day. So breakfast and dinner basically. That's all I do. I skip lunch all the time. So technically I fast every other day. So yeah, that's that. So but no, I do live streams all the time. So it is. Pontus says, me too. Me too, what, my brother? Adam says, no bad Muslims, and I'm not here to judge no one. I only ask so I know if you look out for you. Yes, no, I'm here all the time. Listen, I'm here for you guys. That's what matters. Adam, the most important thing is what you have to understand is if you guys don't want me on a stream, I won't come on because I have no reason to be here. Because listen, every minute, every second is valuable, right? To you and to me. Me coming online here, I'm losing something else. You come in here, you're losing something else. So we're exchanging time with ourselves, right? But if you don't want me to be here, I won't be here. You know what I mean? So I come here for you guys, and these conversations are with you guys, because who am I going to talk to? Myself? So yeah, it doesn't matter when it is, as long as I'm free. Now, that's another thing as well. Time limitations are one of the biggest things. So today, the reason I did an early stream, right, is because I actually don't want to be around too late today because as I said, I gotta go home. I need a shave, right? Because I haven't had a shave. I need a shave. Plus, I've kind of been running around all day today, and I don't normally run around because I've been running around. I've been sweating, so I want to go and have a shower. I don't feel comfortable. Do you know what I mean? So I want to go home and have another shower and feel good. So that's one of the reasons, mate. So yeah, that's why I did the stream early. So I finished what I need to do. In fact, I wanted to go live about 4 o'clock. So I did what I needed to do, and I said, right, okay, now I'm just not in the mood anymore. I'll do the stream and then I'll go home. Yes, time is money, 100%. Time is money, But as I said, we're here, we're exchanging time with each other. That's the honest truth, right? 100% truth. We're exchanging time with each other, whether we're having a conversation or talking to each other, we're exchanging time. So end of the day, that's the only thing that limits me. But hence why I'm kind of flexible. So it's not every day fixed at a particular time. I don't have that kind of routine. When I'm free, I'll do it with you guys. And I have a problem. I will take out a couple of hours. Like some of my friends and there's a few bunch of people, right? They've been meaning to meet me. And they were like, Sham, you're so busy and this and that. When can we meet? I said, you tell me, I'll take time out for you. Right? You tell me when you want to meet, right? I'll take time out for you. So you tell me when you want to stream, I will take time out for you. I'll schedule my time around that. So I will happily give you guys an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever you want, right? Depending obviously on my limitations, but I will give you that, provided you want it. Do you know what I mean? But if you're not going to be there, then what's the point? Because I don't come here. I don't get any benefits from you. Of course, if you guys subscribe, okay, that gives me one more subscription, but it doesn't change anything. If you guys like the video, yes, it kicks off the algorithm, right? Our conversations kick off the algorithm. Other people get to discover us. We get impressions. That's what we get. But other than that, if people are not like-minded, if people don't understand me and what I talk about and what I do, then, and like yourself, they're just going to be here for a second. They're going to leave. Do you know what I mean? So it is what it is. Pontus says, what indicator did you like to use? I said support resistance, SR. Support. It's called SR, support resistance. Just put support and resistance on the trading view and you'll get the indicator. It's a free indicator. And of course, there are some paid ones as well, but most of it's for free anyway. So just support and resistance clusters is the one that I use. I find that to be a little bit more accurate and much more clearer, right? In fact, let me get a chart for you and let me clean it up for you and I'll show you. I'm going to show you. All right, so let's go to BTC. Let's go to chart. Let's go to drawings. Let's go to hide all the drawings. Hide drawings. So now we have a BTC chart. Let's keep it there. So nice and clean BTC chart, right? We're on the daily. So you can see the indicators that I normally use. So none of these indicators are active, as you can see. So this is the support resistance cluster. I activate it, and this is what the support resistance clusters give me. Just like that. Okay. So when I look at that, support resistance cluster will give me that, right? But this SRC, this is my own indicator. That's one of the reasons why it says SRC. This is my own personal indicator. Now, however, I'll show you this as well. Let me switch off. So let me switch this off. Right. So you see on top, there's this one here, STDSR. That's somebody else's indicator. I also use their indicator as well, because sometimes my indicator may not be as accurate, so I need to use theirs as well. So you can see how if I activate both of them, they show me two different data. Does that make sense? So, but as you can see, most of it is always to do with the support resistance, right? So any indicator I'm using is support resistance, right? And that GC is Gaussian channel. So Gaussian channel I would use on a higher time frame. So if I do use indicators, let me get rid of that. So for example, if I go to weekly, so 5 days, no, weekly. So this is a weekly. I would activate my Gaussian channel to see where the market is right now. So the Gaussian is telling me we're still in a bull market. If we go to around $64,000, see here, $64,000, then we might end up becoming bearish. So until then, we're fine. So these are the indicators that I use, as I said. And of course, this is so you might be looking at bull market support band. Bull market support band is okay. It's not, how would I say this? It's not the most important thing. It's just a band. Just shows you an average moving average. That's all it is. So of course, someone's decided to call it a bull market support band. I also use it, but just kind of briefly every now and then. Nothing too interesting, right? But that's the only 4 indicators you will see me use. And of course, on the bottom, you will see me use the stochastic RSI and RSI, right? So let me get rid of that. So you can see I use the stochastic RSI and RSI, right? So those are my indicators that I use, if that makes any sense, if that helps you out. So, yep, that's what it is. That's what it is, my brother. Hope that kind of helps. Where is it? There we are. Adam says I need to sleep. Good night to you, my brother. I also need to sleep as well. Good night to you. No, thank you very much, and I'll definitely see you guys on another one very soon. I hope the indicators that you guys saw helps you, right? Because yes, they are good, but depends on when you use them. Not all indicators. So if you have your indicators active the whole time, you will have a lot of confusion. The best thing to do is draw your support resistance lines and fix them, like save your chart. They're more important than these things. These things, yeah, they come in handy when you can't figure things out, right? That's when they Pontus says, nice. Do you have video on how they work and how to use them? I do have some videos, but not entirely. Nothing with like how to use them and this and that. Nothing like that, no, unfortunately. But I think support and resistance cluster way back in the days, early days, like maybe 3-4 years ago, because that's my indicator. The support SRC plus, that's my indicator, and the GC plus is also my indicator. But GC plus, that one is actually a copy of another person's indicator, because we can actually kind of copy, but it's modified version of the GC plus. So my Gaussian channel works slightly different to other people's Gaussian channel, right? Because that's how I configured my one. So that's what it is. But as I said, the STDR, whatever that's called, that belongs to somebody else, but I happily use their indicator. I don't have a problem. And the bull market support band, that also belongs to somebody else, but I just like how their one kind of works. So again, I use that. So those are the only four indicators, if I ever have to, but I would never use all of them at the same time. The only ones I would use at the same time is the support resistance clusters. Very important. Support resistance are the only thing you need to look at, right? Even stochastic RSI, their momentum, right? They tell you what direction the market's going or what the people's sentiment are. So those are sentiment indicators. They're fine. That's what I use all the time. But if I really need to use an indicator, it's support resistance clusters, because they're the only thing that matters. Nothing else matters. You need to know where your support and resistance are. That's it. You trade like a boss. All right. Yeah, I mean, listen, I've used many as well. Um, there has been times where as a joke, I've used up to 50 indicators as a joke, right? In reality, I wouldn't use 50 indicators. In reality, I wouldn't even use any of them. You know what I mean? Other than the support resistant clusters. That's all I need to know. I need to know where I'm going to bounce off. That's it. But a lot of people do it to show off. That's the truth as well. They do it to show off. In my chart, you won't find me showing off. I don't show you indicators. I don't even show you my chart. So what am I going to show off about? Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to do that. In fact, so I used to have the pro account, but because I don't need all the 50, 100 indicators, I've downgraded my account to essential. That's it. I just keep on essential, and I'd never promote anybody to go and buy essential and this and that. The link is below in the description for TradingView, but I don't promote it. I tell people, I said, guys, use the free version. Don't use the paid version, because on the free version you can use two indicators, and the only two indicators you need would be support resistance, right, and stochastic RSI. That's it. You don't need to worry about anything else. That's what I promote to people. Don't pay for it if you don't need to. Don't show off, right? So that's how it is. You don't need 100 different indicators. And if I show you my list of indicators, what I used to use before, if you look at my favorites list, there's at least 200 different indicators. But a lot of them are from years ago, right? Years and years ago. So, but as I've matured over time, the more I've understood the chart, the more I've kind of mastered my own methods in the chart. The least amount of indicators I need. And now I don't even use them, other than the stochastic RSI and RSI. That's the only default I have. Right? That's it. That's my default. Other than that, the rest I don't care anymore. And as I said, I don't show off. I'm not here to show off. Because I know some guys like on YouTube, of course they have a script, always. The other thing they will do is they will kind of every show they do on a specific time on a schedule. That also happens because they look at the algorithm. Plus, they dress up for it. This is me in my normal daily clothes. Plus, they will take a good clean shave every time before coming to the thing, to the point where they will actually put perfume and aftershave on before going on a live. I'm like, hold on. You've just had a clean shave, you put aftershave on, and you've put some cologne on you. What, your viewers are going to smell you? Crazy bastards. I honestly, absolute insanity. Like, seriously, now you see how fucked up these guys are. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm not here to diss anybody. I'm like, okay, fine. But what you see is what you get. I'm exactly as I am. All right. If I don't have a shave, I don't have a shave. I'm wearing my normal clothes. I'm out and about every single day. Right. I'm doing a live when I'm free. You know what I mean? So it's as real as it gets. uh, some YouTube guy, they do videos showing like 3 or 4. Yeah, they all like to do that. It's just a way of kind of showing off, right? I used to show my indicators and then I stopped showing it. So on my previous videos, you will see my support resistance clusters, the exact same indicator that you will see, right? But other than that, you won't see anything else unless I really had to use something else. Like sometimes I showed them, people ask me about the pi cycle, for example. So I showed them the pi cycle indicator. Sometimes they were like, oh, the golden cross. Oh, okay, I'll show you the golden cross. So those I use. Some people talk about EMA or moving averages. I show them those things. MACD, I show them those things. But after I show it to them, I delete it. I don't really care because I don't use it. My chart doesn't use it. Does that make sense? I don't use it. So why would I keep it on my chart if I don't use it? But for content, for if someone's asked me, yeah, I'll show it to them. It's not an issue. Do you know what I mean? But on my charts, normally I don't like to show anything. Yeah, I've seen some there's one YouTube guy I've seen. He has like 50 indicators on his chart, and I look at it and I was like, seriously, dude? No, you don't need that, man. Also, a lot of the YouTube guys don't realize this. You know, on TradingView, you know, we can have multiple charts. So like for me, I got about 16 different charts, but I only show you guys one chart because that's the chart I've given to you guys, right? I publish and this and that. That's the one I use all the time. But I actually have 15 other charts that I also use, but those are for my personal, for my clients and this and that. So those are different charts. They might have other indicators. Plus I have two TradingView accounts, right? So I have a pro account which I use for other stuff, and then I have this account which is my essentials account. I don't really need all of them, and I don't copy each other, so each chart has its own unique thing on there. So I've got two accounts on TradingView. But yeah, Pontus says, is looking at the news important for predicting how the market will go? For stocks, definitely. For stocks, you need that, right? For crypto, no, right? And of course, you might not understand it, but you will understand things later on, right? If you're going to be in crypto for another 5 years, for example, you will mature to the point where you'll be like, news is just noise. We don't want noise, right? And you're going to keep your head clear and you're going to move forward better. Because once you start learning the charts, because it's important, guys, before learning how to trade, right? More important, you learn the chart, you learn the patterns, right? Practice makes you perfect. So practice those things, learn. If you need to know about certain things, I will happily tell you, go and use that, go and use this, right? So you use those things and you learn. Once you learn and you master the charts and you are now able to predict, because that's the key word here, predict. Of course, I don't say prediction, but you're able to predict what the next few candles are going to do in a week, in 2 weeks. You're going to predict that. When you get to that level, you're the boss. And then you realize you don't need the news because you're predicting what the market's going to do before the news comes. You see what I mean? So you're going to be able to sit there and say, 2 weeks down the line, the market's going to go down. You're going to say that, right? Go with full confidence. 2 weeks down the line, the market's going to go down in 2 weeks' time. And then all of a sudden, 2 weeks' time, the market goes down. Well, at that time, you've already predicted it 2 weeks ago. So the news was later. You were there before. And that's the level you need to get to. So, yeah, for stocks, definitely you need the news because that's how they operate. But for crypto, you don't need news. No, definitely don't need news. News is kind of the opposite. So whenever there's something on the news, if everybody's hyping it on the news, you need to start getting ready to get out, right? When it's never on the news, that's when you need to buy. So we do the opposite of the news. Forex is no, not exactly. So stocks news, yes. Forex, not too much. Yes, if there's some global conflict or some global embargoes and sanctions going on, yeah, yeah, you might want to look at the forex, right, for news, right? But forex normally is just a daily thing. Just trade it on the normal GDP and trade it on whatever the current rates are. Forex is different. Forex, it's got nothing to do with the news. Right, of course, some impact. Like, as I said, geopolitical news, right? Yeah, maybe there, but yeah, currencies they're never the same anyway. They're never. So you kind of, when you're trading them, you're kind of trading the difference, the spread. That's all you're trading. You know what I mean? So that's all you're trading. 1% up, 1% down. That's all you're trading. That's what forex is. Nothing great. So on forex, you'll be lucky if you can make 10% a month. You'll be lucky. You'll be really good trader if you can make 10% a month. But it's hard, and you need large quantity of funds to do forex as well. Forex is not, easy unless you're doing leverage. That's a different story. But if you're doing spot forex, you need a large amount of money to make a decent amount of money. And the risk is high as well. Shares different. Shares different. Shares similar to crypto, but follows the news. And crypto doesn't follow the news. The news follows crypto. Well, that's what I'm going to say. That's my opinion, at least. So yeah, it's good. Forex is good. I used to do forex, and I used to make a lot of money on forex. I do look at candlesticks patterns. I do, but I don't focus too much on them because I'm more focused on the sentiment and the trends. because the trend is your friend until the end, right? So regardless what kind of patterns we get, and it depends, like even if we do look at candlestick patterns, it depends on what time frame we're looking at. So for me, say for example, if I see a shooting star, right, then I would be looking at shooting star on a lower time frame. And that's important because I know what the market's going to do later on, right, within a certain time frame. But if I'm looking at it on a daily or a weekly, right, then I'm going to be a bit cautious because it's a higher time frame, and just because I had a shooting star on the bottom doesn't really mean the market's going to go up. You see what I mean? So there are a whole bunch of stuff that I will look at and I would judge it for what it is on that time frame. But again, practice makes you perfect, because the more you observe, the more you see these patterns come up over and over again. The more you see these candlestick patterns show up, you get to see a clear pattern that not all of them will react the way you expect it to, right? More reactions will be in the trend itself, because the trend is what's going to give you the price action. Either go up or down, it depends on the trend. That's more important than anything else. And that's where the support resistance comes in to play. Because if you don't know where your support resistance are, then you don't know what your target zones are. You see what I mean? So having a support, you know, if we go down, that's where the support's going to be. So around that level, you can put a buy order to buy. And if you know there's a previous resistance, right, or another resistance, that a newly formed resistance, then you know that we're going to face resistance there. You can easily trade that and sell over there at that level. You see what I mean? Yes, I look at 1 month, I look at 3 months, I even look at 6 month candles as well. So yeah, I'm all about higher time frame, because as I said to you earlier on, right, with me, the higher the time frame, the more data that candle has. So that's the one I'm looking at. So if I see something powerful in a monthly candle or a 2 monthly candle, then I'm all in. Do you know what I mean? Because those are the big moves, right? They show you a build up of momentum. So it's like, think about it this way: like you've got a rocket which is about to launch, right, and you're loading it up with a month's worth of data. Now, if it's showing positive, then that thing's going to go beyond the moon, right? And if it's not loaded with enough data, and if the candle's dead, then we know that rocket's not going anywhere. You know what I mean? So yeah, I do look at higher time frame. For me, it's all about the higher time. In fact, my chart is saved. So whenever I load up my chart, it's saved on a weekly. So technically the lowest time frame I kind of follow through with is a weekly, lowest time frame. Highest time frame up to 2 months. All right, 3 months sometimes as well. I will look up to 3 months, not an issue. So I look at all of those. One minute is good. There's nothing wrong with 1 minute. If you're doing meme coins and whatnot, if you're sniping, you're scalping, lower the time frame, the better it is. Those are the time frames you should be looking at. You know, as I mentioned yesterday, right? I'm sure I said it yesterday. I said, look, guys, when you're doing meme coins, you want to go in and do a one night stand, all right, or trade it for as long as you can last with your misses. Why did I say that? Because they don't last that long. So when you do that trade, you need to be in it for 5, 10, 15 minutes. When it's pumping, get out. Get out. Right. So that's the most important thing. So yeah. I've listen. When I do meme coins, I look at 1 second charts. So I beat you there. I'm looking at 1 second candles, 1 second candles, right? Because I need to get out, because I need to know who's dumping. I need to dump before them if I can. So that's how it is. But when I'm doing like BTC, Ethereum, and other big coins, then I look at the higher time frame. For me, those are the higher time frames, because I'm not looking at short term, and I'm looking at the bigger gains, right? What the probability of us going higher? What's the probability of us going from like $10 to $200? Those are the numbers I'm looking at. Oh yeah, so many times, man. Pontus, have I been scammed and rug pulled? You mean? Yeah, so many times, hundreds of times, hundreds of times. That's why I only invest money I can afford to lose. So, for example, whenever I go to trade on the meme coins, I tend to usually stick to 0.1, 0.2 Solana, top end maybe half a Solana. I rarely put one entire Solana in. I don't put one entire Solana in. Entire Solana only goes into projects that I think have already done their pump and dumps and the community has taken over and they have a bigger, better potential. Those are the ones I will put an entire Solana in, right? but usually my cap is 1 Solana, because if I can make 1 Solana into 5 Solana, 10 Solana, it's a good day for me. You know what I mean? However, on the other side, if I can make 0.1 Solana into 10 Solana, it's a brilliant day for me, because that's like 100x. So that's how I kind of trade. But as I said, I just do it for fun. For me, it's like a casino. So when I'm there, I'm just having fun, to be honest, nothing else. Right? I don't go there with the expectation that I'm going to make millions of dollars. I'm going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. No, I don't go with that expectation. I don't go there to become rich, right? Or to even make money. I just go there for fun. So every now and then I'll go and just trade something just for fun, you know. And of course, whenever we got community members, a lot of the time community members will come and say, "Oh, there's a coin there. This is going to potentially pump." Yeah, we'll jump on those and we buy it. Not a problem, you know. If someone else believes in it, then I don't see a reason why I can't believe in it as well. So we do support each other that way, where if a community member comes along and says there's a particular coin, we'll check it out, and if everyone likes it, we'll all buy it. You know, we'll buy, we'll hold, we'll pump and dump that, no problem. So yeah. Pontus says people go there from Instagram. They go there from everywhere. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, you name it. They're coming from everywhere, right? Basically what it is, there are some guys out there who have figured out how the algorithms work. They grow massive following, right? Like for me to get to 3,500 subscribers took 4 years. 4 years to get to 3,500 subscribers on YouTube. To get to Discord, 140 members on Discord, 4 years. Twitter, right, or x.com, for me to get to close to 300 followers, 4 years, right? So you see what I mean? 4 years, because I just don't know how the algorithms work. I'm not trying to manipulate the system or do whatever. I don't know how they do it, but they do get massive followings. I don't get that. And then they publish stuff every day, and yeah, they promote it, they get a big following. A lot of these guys also take communities to the Telegram groups as well, and they have thousands of members there, and they will usually collaborate and pump and dump coins as well. So it is what it is. But I've just always kind of stayed away from them, like stayed away from creating something like that, because I want to give you guys the real thing, who I am, what I am. Those are the things. So G-Shock says, let's all buy Ondo now. Let's buy it back into support. Of course. And I saw you. Thank you for joining Discord, G-Shock. I saw you there, my brother. Ponta says, try and do some trendy like dance in YouTube short promoting your channel. No, bro, it's okay. I can't dance. I got a bad back. I look younger than I am. Listen, Pontus, I look younger than I am. I look way younger than I am. I'm very old. My old days of dancing are gone, my brother. So yeah, I actually broke my back once, and so yeah, since then all my flexing muscles are gone, so I can't flex anymore, I can't dance anymore. I'll tell you what, if you want to make a dance video and promote this channel, by all means, brother, you're welcome to it. No problem. No problem. No problem. But yeah, I don't know how it works, man. I don't know. I've never figured it out. Never cared. This channel's complete organic. Twitter, complete organic. Discord, complete organic. You know, I have been offered, by the way, I've had people, marketers and promoters contact me many times in the past. Telegram and this and that, everywhere people come up, and for very little money, so it's not even much money, for very little money, they have like offered, like, oh, we can boost your channel, we can get you 1,000 subscribers, we can get you 10,000 subscribers. I've had those kind of offers, and I'm sure a lot of people are using them, but I just stayed off. I was like, nice, okay. I know it's too good to be true. You're probably going to end up scamming me, even though it's like $50. It's nothing, but for me, it just didn't make. It's like I'll get 1,000 subscribers, but if I don't have 1,000 watch, then what's the point? Like for example, 3,500 subscribers. We've got 3,500 subscribers, and we, on average, per day, no, sorry, not per day. Is it per day? No, per week. Per week, we get around 1,600 regular visitors. So this means subscribers coming back to the channel. 1,600. That's a good margin. That's 50%. Most YouTubers who have 1 million subscribers don't get that. You know, do you know what I mean? They don't get regular. They, you know, they'll have 10% of that. So when you see 10%, that means the other 90% just came subbed and left, or probably paid subs. So it is what it is, you know what I mean? But if I'm getting 50%, sometimes even more, that's not that bad. Plus, sometimes when we do the live streams, I've noticed that we get, like, the other day we had a video with 2,000 views. That's not bad for a 3,500 channel getting 2,000 views. And that was the first 1,000 was on the same day, and then the other 1,000 was later on. That's not a bad deal. Do you know what I mean? So the channel's doing very well organically, and we do get a lot of impressions. It's just probably people don't like my face. I don't know. I'm just not pretty enough. I need to put some lipstick on or something. I don't know. Maybe a wig, dress up like a woman and start dancing. But honestly, I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned. It is what it is. Of course, when we get to 10,000, for example, then different opportunities open up, to be honest, right? When we get to 25,000 subscribers, the channel will have other opportunities. I might not have to go and grind and go and work and whatnot. I can probably do this full time and actually start earning a living from it, maybe get some sponsorships and whatnot. But even with sponsorships, I'm not just going to take on anybody. Do you know what I mean? I want some legit stuff, good value, because if it's not good value, what's the point? So, because for me, YouTube wasn't intended for me to make any money. Never been my intention. It's always been here for the community. That's what I'm here for. But in the future, if we do, right, if we grind enough and we get enough subscribers and enough views, and we get to a level where we can have 25,000 subscribers, maybe even 50,000 subscribers, then I know for sure YouTube will be paying out. Do you know what I mean? Because right now YouTube doesn't pay me anything. It's peanuts, not even freaking peanuts. It's the shell outside the peanut. That's what they give me. It's hilarious. It's hilarious because the amount of views I get. Most people think, oh, this guy must be making a couple of $100 at least. No, it's a couple of dollars, not even coffee money per week. I don't even make coffee money. That's how bad it is. that's how bad it is. So yeah, YouTube is what it is. And of course, there are types of content as well, because this is a niche, by the way. This is an absolute niche because most YouTubers, I don't think they will sit on a live stream and engage with the community like this, because it's not about me. You see, this whole live stream wasn't about me. It's about you, And in fact, Pontus, you asked me to come at 8 o'clock, right? Unfortunately, I couldn't come at 8 o'clock. I had to come a bit earlier. You asked me. I said, yeah, I'll come along. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Sorry, guys, me vaping, smoking up the place. When I'm not doing anything, when I'm kind of free, I like to vape. Well, two things I like to do. I like to vape and I like to drink coffee. So today I'm keeping off the coffee because if I have coffee, then I also need a bathroom. So this live stream wouldn't last this long if I had a coffee because I'll be bursting by now. But vaping is not an issue, so it's fine. Any other questions, guys? If not, then let's save some for tomorrow. Not tomorrow. By the way, guys, tomorrow we're not doing a live stream. We're not going to do sorry, tomorrow we're not going to do any live stream at all. I'm kind of really, really busy tomorrow. So tomorrow I might be off everything, all my socials, everything, right? So if you guys decide to ask me a question or whatnot, none of that's happening tomorrow because I might be off because I'm really, really busy all day. I'm going to like visits, friends and family, and going around and whatnot. And then in the evening, I've got a bunch of parties I got to go to as well because I've been invited. So it's rude. There may be one or two I might not go, even if it's rude, but others I have to attend, unfortunately. So I'm gonna see what I'm gonna have to try and manage tomorrow, basically. So it's gonna be a busy day. So hence why I'm not gonna do a live stream tomorrow. I might do one on New Year's Day. I don't know yet, but if I do, I will let you guys know. However, also you guys, if you want me to do something on a live stream and if there's anything important you want me to talk about, whatever, you're welcome to message me on Discord and I'll check it out. But tomorrow's the only day I'm not doing a live stream, guys. Have a good new year. That's the most important thing. Happy new year to all of you guys. Enjoy with your friends and family. All right, have a lovely time. That's what I wish for all of you guys. But sometimes we just got to disconnect. So tomorrow's my day when I'm not going to actually be looking at charts. I don't care what the price is. I don't care. All my notifications. In fact, my phone's going to be on do not disturb all day because I don't want to know about the market. That's not important tomorrow. Tomorrow's friends, family visits, go and visit whoever, and have a good time, celebrate another new year, and welcome a new year, a new era, a new a new time, because 2025 is going to be freaking interesting. I can tell you this for now. But this is my conspiracy theory, anyways. That's another story. Right. So other than that, guys, I don't see any other questions. Thank you very much. I do appreciate all of you guys for coming to the show again. Most of the information we wanted to talk about, of course, there's a lot of people who are going to come probably now. Guys, if you haven't watched it from the beginning, the first segment in the beginning, that's where we talk about whatever we wanted to talk about today. After that, we are now doing community engagement, which is now ending because I'm going. So it's been an absolute pleasure having you all here. And I will jump on a Discord for a little bit. So anyone's there, I'll just meet and greet. But other than that, have a wonderful new year, right? Make sure to keep positive, stay positive, and enter the year with a positive thought, right? Whatever it may be. And I think if you have that positive thought, you enter a positive year, and whatever your thoughts are, the law of attraction will give you positive results. That's the most important thing. That's what I can say, right? Just love and peace, nothing more. And I hope you all the best. And I'm going to catch you guys in the new year. All right. Happy New Year. Adios, my amigos.